How to fight in Fortnite Part 1. This is a new series on my channel where I'll be teaching you and walking you through my arena fights in slow motion so that you may understand how I was able to outplay my opponents. Even if I do win, I'll be calling out some of my opponents' mistakes and seeing what they could have done better in order to win and beat me. If you're looking to improve in Fortnite, then please consider subscribing because I will be making so many Fortnite related videos teaching you how to improve in arena and your mechanics. Friendly reminder to join the Discord. This is where you can keep up with all my announcements and uploads. All links will be in the description. Without further ado, let's hop right into this. I'm in Tilted Towers and I find myself in a pretty sticky situation. There's an opponent above me and I didn't notice that this middle floor right above me was his. That was a mistake on my part. A lot of these fights, especially in Chapter 3, this season has all been spray weapons and not so much shotgun. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where you don't have piece control, you just need to focus on two things: movement and aim. The second this guy drops, I instantly look down to place a wall, not realizing he actually placed it first, which was a good move on his part. He is controlling the fight by controlling the builds. Alright, pause. My opponent just did an obvious mistake. After taking the wall, he instantly edited fully open and just walked straight into my shotgun shot. We trade damage, I spray with the SMG and I crack his shield. Considering my position, I want to get out of this as soon as possible. I know he has a right hand peek here, so I use the cone as cover and my movement to quickly swerve to the left and finish off the fight. If you're trying to catch someone off guard, hold and edit and wait for your opponent to pull out his pickaxe, then edit and get a free hit. I instantly place a wall for another shot. If you want to win more fights in Chapter 3, then assume everyone is a psycho. I knew this player had nothing else on his mind than just to enter my box and SMG spray me. I made a window edit and I pull out my shotgun expecting him to spam through. Unfortunately, I missed the shotgun shot, but since I was ready for it, I quickly switched to my SMG and finished off the fight. I really recommend practicing your aim more than anything. This meta, everyone, and I mean 90% of the players you go against, all they do is get in your box and take 50-50s. Here's another perfect example. I'm box fighting this player. Eventually, he ends up taking the walls and cone and straight up just cycles in. He doesn't even try to take a right peek or anything. It's just straight in, and with the SMG in my hand and good aim, I was able to take him down. I am fighting an opponent in this building, then suddenly I realize a third party is ramping up over to my left. I use my SMG, obviously, always the SMG to put pressure, break his momentum, and then take high ground myself. As he ramps up beside me, I try to cone him off fully, but I couldn't get the cone to the right. And knowing that this side is the only side not coned, I can predict that my opponent will go up over this ramp, so I go up and place a ramp above him. I know he's right under it, so I make this edit, which allows me to get a big hit on my opponent for 110. He ends up running around, but then I finally catch him, and knowing I have the health advantage, I am not scared to jump in and take a 50-50. In fact, this wasn't even a 50-50, this player didn't even have his gun out. Whenever you are fighting in the early game, your guns are weak and you don't have much mats. This is another situation where I just focus on hitting my shots and conserving materials, really using my mats wisely. Right here, my opponent isn't covering himself properly, so I'm able to get in from the right and do a lot of damage. During the early game, your opponent most likely doesn't have much mats or much good loot. So really, when you are fighting, think of your opponent. Be aware of where he is during the whole fight so you can catch him off guard. I just see him healing and it's a wooden wall, so I just spray through, and that's the fight. This next fight isn't anything crazy, but movement is definitely something that is important to improve on. I hear my opponent, and since he doesn't know I am, I'm able to connect with a couple of SMG bullets and then a shotgun shot. Now I go back into the building. He was able to get a cheeky shot, but that's fine since I know I still have the advantage. As I take this wall, I am patient, waiting for my opponent to do a mistake. Right here, this is what I'm talking about. He jumps down spraying. I make this edit as I swerve to the left. Because of this little movement, he missed all his shots and I was able to finish him off really easily. This fight is the perfect example where staying calm, confident, and patient wins fights. I'm in a fight in Storm and it's incredibly hard to see my opponent since the skin he's wearing kind of blends in since it's pink. He absolutely lasers me. Pay close attention to what I do. I actually fix my own mistakes. I was spraying through my own wall and realized that this was really dumb. I quickly placed another wall. I was about to make a very bad edit here, but I noticed that and I take a backstep. 15 HP, Storm is ticking by 1, zone closes in 8. I know I have at least 10 seconds to kill this player. I wait until he shoots his shotgun and make an edit at the perfect time, and boom, 157 right to the head. I see the player facing the opposite way, and this is exactly when I make another edit and finish him off. Even though I keep saying that you need to be a psycho in Chapter 3 and abuse the SMG by getting to people's boxes, you should still be smart about it, because positioning is key in winning these fights. This example here is a perfect demonstration of what not to do when wkeying to someone's box. As my opponent phases in, he goes to the right, so I instantly rotate my ramp to cover myself. This move right here, ramp flipping, is so essential. You need to be implementing this in your warm-up. It's very useful. So yes, I was protected, but it also allowed me to get an angle on my opponent. Now pause. It obviously wasn't the best since I did take some damage, but what you notice is a brick wall right here. That is mine. I own that wall. My opponent put himself in a terrible position, and this is what I'm talking about. If you're going to enter someone's box, it's stupid if he's not weak. I'm almost full health, and now he's just screwed. Simple window edit, right hand peek, and the fight is over just like that. This is why you should never give up in fights. Like I mentioned before, whenever you are in a bad situation, always focus on your aim, and I will keep saying it. The fight is not over until it's over. I've been fighting this player for quite some time now, and I have no mats, no shield, but no problem. Just hit him for 157 and kill him. Okay, it's obviously not that easy, and my opponent could have played it better, but you can't even blame the guy. He had me one shot and I just hit this crazy shot, but the lesson is aim over mechanics. Whenever challenging someone's wall, always push it from your left so you can have this right hand peek on your enemy. As I break this wall, I know for sure that this player is definitely holding, and usually whenever you are challenging a non-placed wall like this, like a wall from a building, the opponent will always edit right after taking it, which is why I keep my crosshair on my opponent as I back up, and I back up so then I can shoot him and build right away to prevent getting traded. Now he's weak, so I put pressure on him using my SMG. Since he's using wood, I know it will melt right away. Now 90% of the time, I will tell you to never do this, but because I'm full health, I just charge in and take a 50-50 because I know I will win. I know that pumps are no longer in the game, so it's impossible for him to win that challenge. But don't make this a habit. Don't edit the ramp like this every time, or else you will lose a lot of fights. Here's a quick tip for whenever you're fighting in a building with multiple elevations. Whenever you see your opponent on a staircase like this, always look to place a cone and wall instantly, because from here you can just easily get in their face and end the fight quick. If you're really serious about playing arena and improving, then start being the third party. It's honestly the easiest way to get free kills and free points. I hear two people fighting in this building. I couldn't get there on time to try and take the kill, but the second I hear the player dying, I pressure the other player right away, not giving him time to heal or anything. He has absolutely no chance and it's an easy win. This fight is similar to fight number 10. Well, similar in explanations. I'll let you watch it first, then I'll go in detail. Starting off the fight here, I'm able to laser my opponent and break his shield using my AR. But the main thing to focus on is how I pushed his box. Remember what I said earlier? Always push a wall from the left so you have a right hand peek, which is why I put 2 ramps like this and then jumped on this one. I do this so the opposing player can't easily get an angle on me. I know he's weak, so I pressure him with the SMG, and as I take the wall, I quickly edit and shoot him, then I place a staircase in his face so he can't react back. He's so weak, I just finish him off with the SMG, and remember this. No matter how weak your opponent is, remember to always push a box safely because your opponent could always hit a bailout. You never know. Now everyone watching this video should know what I mean by a bailout. I already showed myself hitting one earlier in fight number 9. I had no mats, no shield, but I hit a crazy shot to clutch up. Here's another example, and this was in the solo catch cup. This player had me boxed, and if he hadn't rushed and missed his shot, then he would have won. But I was still able to connect my shot and finish off with SMG. Now let's say he played it off safer, and then he missed the shot. Well, because he was behind cover, I wouldn't have been able to kill him or clutch up if he did a good peek. He would have just finished me off the second time. Especially in this chapter, focus on staying behind cover at all times because the SMG is absolutely broken. My name is Clumsy, this has been your guide to fighting, and I really hope this helped. This took a long time to make, but it was really fun. Make sure to use code Clumsy with 2 Zs in the item shop. It's the #1 best way to support me, and if you don't want to use mine, make sure you're using someone else's code. Don't let it go to waste. All links will be found in the description. I'll see you guys next time.